You'd think writing someone's love songs would mean they love you back. But in my case, it just meant I knew how to put my own heartbreak into words he could sing to someone else. I met Jace Monroe on the worst day of my life. It was summer in Nashville, the kind that bleeds sweat and bad decisions. I had just been dumped by the only man I'd ever truly loved, and my guitar case had been stolen right off the sidewalk. That's when he walked in tall, beta, cocky, all denim and charm. Jace, the rising star who couldn't write a song to save his life. But damn, could he sing. And that was the beginning of the end, though I didn't know it yet. My name's Eli Bennett. I'm an Omega, a songwriter, and for 5 years, I was the ghost behind every word that made Jace Monroe famous. He was the fire. I was the match. When we first started working together, it was electric. Not just creatively, though, God. The music flowed like something sacred when we were in the same room, but something unspoken lived between us. Tension. A current. Something I thought maybe, just maybe, was love. Of course, Jace was straight. Or so he said. But he flirted with me when he was drunk. He kissed my neck once in the tour bus and pretended it never happened. He wrapped himself in my lyrics like a blanket and never once asked who I was writing them for. Hint. It was always him. People said we made magic together. I believed them, until the night he released Backseat Moonlight, a song I wrote about our night in Georgia, the only night he let me touch him without regret. He dedicated it to a woman he barely knew. And I broke. That was the start of my unraveling. I stopped showing up to rehearsals. I ghosted writing sessions. I spent nights curled on my apartment floor with half a bottle of bourbon, rewriting songs I'd never give him. He didn't notice. Not right away. Jace was busy chasing fame, fake smiles, and magazine covers with actresses he didn't even like. Meanwhile, I was bleeding onto paper, alone, until I stopped. I told him I was done. Eli, he said, cornering me in the parking lot of the studio, eyes wide like I'd just stolen his future. You're kidding, right? No, I said, gripping the car door like it was the only thing keeping me upright. Find another ghost to sing for you. His voice cracked. But, you're my voice. No, Jace, I was your heart. You just never listened. I left Nashville the next day. 2 years passed. I moved to Portland. Started teaching music theory at a local college. Quiet life. No headlines. No late-night songwriting marathons with a beta who smelled like whiskey and tobacco and regret. I still wrote, just for me. Until one rainy afternoon, I got a call from my old manager. Did you see what he did? She asked. Who? Jace. My heart clenched. I told her I didn't care. She sent me the link anyway. It was a live performance Jace at Madison Square Garden. He was older, rougher around the edges, his voice somehow deeper. He stood alone with an acoustic guitar, not a single backup dancer in sight. This one, he said into the mic, is for the man who made me famous, who made me feel, who loved me before I knew how to love back. I froze. Then he started to sing. It was my song, one I never gave him, one I wrote in Portland, in the quiet hours of 3 a.m., long after I stopped believing he'd ever come back. The chorus was raw, honest. It wasn't about fireworks. It was about rain on asphalt, the space between shoulders, the silence after a fight. It was about us. He must have found it, or maybe he remembered it. Either way, he sang it like it hurt. I cried. A week later, there was a knock on my door. He was soaked from the Portland rain, holding a guitar and a cup of burnt coffee from the gas station around the corner. I finally listened, he said. I stared. I'm not here for another song, he added. I'm here for you. You're 2 years late. I know. I don't write love songs anymore. He stepped forward. Then let me. We sat in silence for a long time. Then I let him in. That night, he didn't kiss me like it was a secret. He kissed me like a promise. Months later, we released a joint EP, Unwritten. It wasn't chart-topping, but it was real. We toured together small venues, college bars, anywhere that smelled like old wood and dreams. People listened. Some cried. Some fell in love again, right there in the crowd. Jace held my hand in public now. He told interviewers I was his muse, his co-writer, his partner. I didn't know love, he said once on stage, until he stopped giving it. Now I don't write from heartbreak. I write from healing. And every time Jace sings one of our songs, I see the way he looks at me, like I'm the only thing he hears. Thank you for listening. If you find it interesting, please like and subscribe to follow the next stories.